Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. So now in this video, we are going to discuss about regulation of blood glucose level. Okay, so actually how blood glucose level is regulate inside of our body. So awak mesti kena kaitkan dengan konsep of homeostasis. Okay, so what is homeostasis? It is the process of maintaining biologically stable condition inside a living organism that involve feedback mechanism. Okay, so means that kalau kita tengok dari segi blood glucose level, okay, dia tidak boleh terlalu tinggi and also dia tak boleh terlalu rendah. Okay, so what happened to the blood glucose level? So it will be maintained. So how it will maintain? Okay, into a stable condition, it will involve feedback mechanism. Okay, in specific, for regulation of the blood glucose level, it is regulated by negative feedback mechanism. Okay, so now we proceed to this one. Okay, so how our blood glucose level in blood is monitored? So actually the glucose level in blood are monitored by cell in the islet of Langerhans in the pancreas. Okay, so this is the pancreas. So in pancreas, it has islet of Langerhans. And then at the islet of the Langerhans, it has cells. Okay, so actually cells of the islet of the Langerhans, it has two cells. Okay, the first one we call as alpha cell. The second one is beta cell. Okay, so alpha cell of islet of Langerhans, the function, it will secrete glucagon. So glucagon is the hormone. Okay, and then for beta cell, it will secrete insulin. Okay, so actually for this topic, you have to know how to explain. Okay, when the blood glucose level is increased in blood and also when the blood glucose level is decreased. Okay, so we look at one by one. Okay, so first of all, kita tengok dulu when blood glucose level increase. Okay, so when the blood glucose level in blood is increased. So what will be detect? Okay, the increase in the blood glucose level is the beta cell of islet of Langerhans. Okay, so once beta cell is already detect the increasing of the glucose level, so it will release insulin into the blood. Okay, so what happened to insulin? Insulin is distributed to all cell, especially to the liver, muscle, and also adipose tissue. Okay, so what will insulin do? So what is the function of insulin? Okay, so it will increase the uptake of glucose by body cell to be used in cellular respiration. So this one ni kita dah pernah discuss sebelum ini. Okay, so bila berlakunya increasing in the blood glucose level, okay, and then the beta cell of the islet of Langerhans secrete insulin. So one of the function of the insulin, it will increase the uptake of glucose by body cell to be used in cellular respiration. Because of what? Glucose is the main substrate involved in the process of cellular respiration. Okay, and then second, insulin also will stimulate the conversion of glucose to glycogen. So means that glucose will be converted to the glycogen. Okay, glucose convert to glycogen. Okay, and then this process, okay, the terms that we use in the conversion of the glucose to glycogen is glycogenesis. Genesis ni maksudnya produce. Okay, so produce glycogen. Okay, in the liver and muscle. So what happened to the glycogen? Glycogen is stored in liver and also muscle. Okay, so this is the second function of the insulin. And then third, okay, insulin also will stimulate excess glucose, okay, to be converted into fat and it will stored in the adipose tissue. Okay, so what will happen? So the blood glucose, okay, will decrease and it will return to its normal level. So you have to mention this one. Okay, awak mesti kena mention bahawa, okay, once kita kata insulin is already is already, okay, came up to the function. Bila dia dah selesai melakukan function-function tersebut, okay, so what happened to the blood glucose level? It will be decreased and then it will return to its normal level. Okay, and then awak mesti kena compare when blood glucose level decrease. Okay, so kalau tadi bila berlakunya increasing of the blood glucose level, so beta cell of islet of Langerhans will detect the increasing of the blood glucose level and secrete insulin. Tetapi bila blood glucose level decrease, okay, so alpha cell of islet of Langerhans will detect the low glucose level. So apa yang alpha cell akan buat? Alpha cell will release glucagon into the blood. Okay, so the function of the glucagon will stimulate glycogenolysis in liver. So what is the meaning of glycogenolysis? Okay, so glycogenolysis is the process where glycogen is broken down to glucose. So means that, okay, bila adanya glucagon, okay, so glucagon, it will stimulate the process of glycogenolysis by which glycogen is broken down into glucose. Okay, and also in a certain condition when glycogen is depleted, so glucagon also will stimulate conversion of glycerol, fatty acid, amino acid, okay, and it will convert into glucose. Okay, and then the process we call as gluconeogenesis. Okay, and then it will occur in the liver. Okay, so what is gluconeogenesis? It is the synthesis of glucose from non-sugar precursor. So the keywords here is non-sugar precursor. Okay, so what happens when glycogenolysis and also gluconeogenesis occurs? So it will cause the blood glucose level to increase and bring glucose level back to normal. So this means that this one awak mesti kena mention lah. Okay. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, okay, so awak mesti kena bezakan, okay, in terms of what happen when the blood glucose level increase and also what happen when the blood glucose level decrease. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, okay, so when blood glucose level increase, okay, so what happen? Beta cell, okay, of the islet of Langerhans will detect, okay, the increasing of the blood glucose level. So what happen? It will secrete or release insulin. Okay, and then insulin later will be distributed to the cell, especially to the liver, okay, muscle, and also to the adipose tissue. Okay, so what will insulin do? Okay, so firstly, dia akan stimulate, okay, the uptake of glucose by cell, okay, to be used in the process of cellular respiration. Okay, and also it will stimulate the conversion, okay, of glucose to glycogen. Okay, so that one we call as glycogenesis. Okay, and then what happened to the glycogen? It will be stored in the liver and also muscle. Okay, and another one, okay, it will also stimulate the excess glucose to be converted into fat, and also it will stored in adipose tissue. So what happened to the blood glucose? Okay, so blood glucose will decrease and back to the normal level. Okay, tetapi awak compare pula kalau misalnya berlaku decreasing in the blood glucose level. So what will detect the decrease in the blood glucose level is the alpha cell, okay, of islet of Langerhans in pancreas. Okay, so what will alpha cell do? Alpha cell will secrete glucagon. It will secrete glucagon. Okay, and then what is the function of glucagon? Okay, it will stimulate glycogenolysis in the liver. So what is glycogenolysis? Glycogenolysis? Glycogen is broken down into glucose. Okay, and also in the certain cases, in the certain condition, okay, gluconeogenesis will be occurs. Okay, in the liver, by which what is gluconeogenesis? Okay, glucagon will stimulate the conversion of glycerol, fatty acid, and also amino acid, and it will convert into glucose. Okay, so what happened? Okay, both gluconeogenesis and also glycogenolysis, okay, will cause the blood glucose level to increase and bring, okay, the glucose level back to normal. Okay, so means that untuk regulation of blood glucose level ni, apa yang awak perlu take note adalah awak mesti kena bezakan, okay, what happen when blood glucose level increase and also what happen when blood glucose level decrease.